Oh, Austin. I love Austin.
Well, Dr. Biden, I know that you're so busy, and we are so eager and so excited to chat with you and hear what's going on in your mind in these crazy times. And we just very excited. So, I really fear that this pandemic will really leave an indelible mark that will affect people's lives forever. And recently, I watched you discuss your own experiences with losing a son and likening yourself to a piece of shattered china, in which you said that's been glued back together again, where the cracks have been imperceptible, but they're there. So we're wondering, how did you navigate this, and how did you glue the pieces back together, and what advice can you give those struggling today, and how do you plan to lead by example?
I don't know. During these times, for me and for Joe, after our son died, the only way, Joe has a very strong faith, and that helped him get through when his wife and daughter died in a car accident. But, I think for both of us with Bo's death, that we had to find purpose. I think that's why Joe is going to be such a great president, because he has experienced tragedy and loss in his life. And with so many people now that have lost loved ones. I mean, look at it. It's 220,000 Americans who have died. I think Americans know that he sees them and he feels their pain. So I don't know. I mean, how has it affected both of you?
Well, what's funny, Dr. Biden, if I can pivot quickly, because I was going to say something about how, in my experience, knowing you from afar for a while, just having seen you, obviously, it seems to me glaringly obvious that you have seen and experienced firsthand the great value and power in making an individual difference, both in your time as an educator at Brandywine High School, as an English teacher, like my mother, to Delaware Technical Community College, to now your time and tenure at Virginia Community College, Northern Virginia Community College. I wonder how you feel as First Lady that those, micro experiences can be scaled up to a macro level where we want 330 plus million American citizens to feel that support, and to feel motivated and to feel inspired and to feel like it can be okay, and how you think we can go about approaching the situation where everybody's dealing with grief or loss to some degree, and maybe just need a little bit of a small act of kindness.
Yeah. The one thing I say about Joe is, and the one thing he says about himself is that he will be a president for all Americans. And even if you don't vote for Joe Biden, he's still going to be your president. And he wants people to know that. And I feel the same way. If I have the honor of being your first lady, I want to feel connected to Americans. And I'm trying to think about ways to do that. I think that's something that's missing right now. Like, I don't think that people feel connected to their government. And the government has so much responsibility to take care of all Americans, whether that's through education or health care. I don't care whether it's farmers in Iowa that are depressed because, of the floods and everything, and then they're losing their businesses. Or it could be military families whose needs aren't being met, and they feel like their president is not hearing what they're saying, and saying kind of critical things against the military, or whether it's just parents just struggling to help their kids get their education through Zooms and helping them get online. And so I think Joe and I will be a very hands-on president and first lady, because I think Americans are hungry now for leadership that cares about Americans and their families, because they're going through so much. so much. And I see it every day, whether I'm in Michigan or Tennessee or Georgia or Arizona. I mean, I'm traveling somewhere different every day. But the one thing, like you're saying, that is universal is, you know, we need more help with mental health in this country. And it's, I mean, in so many areas. And I know, you know, with the Affordable Care Act, that's something that Joe will increase. But I see it, you know, as an educator, when look at all the educators who now will have all these kids coming back into their schools, you know, hopefully in the spring, and child abuse is on the rise. Food insecurity is on the rise. Domestic violence is on the rise. There's so much that teachers are going to have to put on their shoulders to help these kids deal with. Besides teaching English or geometry or whatever it is, you know, teachers are going to have to take on that extra. I hate to call it a burden because, you know, teachers love their students, but responsibility, I think that's a better word. And we need to help our educators too, because it's an awful lot to keep those kids, you know, buoyed up and give them a sense of hope. So we have a lot to do. We have to heal. We have to heal.
Well, I think that's so telling of how the Biden camp runs and how you guys are so humanizing in how you hold your own and how you speak to the American people. I mean, I know for myself when I watch you on stage and I watch Vice President Biden, and I feel like he's speaking to me. And like a teacher who has to leave her students, when she goes home, I am sure she is shouldering the feelings, the experiences that her students are going through to then have to deal with it the following day, much like your administration. It really feels like you really care about my family. You care about my extended family. You care about my friends. You are the American people's president. It's not just Democrats. It's not independents. It's not Republicans. It's everybody.
Right.
And it's just so, it's just very telling, and it's transparent and humanizing. And
well, I hope you're right, and I hope all Americans feel that way on November 3rd.
Well, I already voted, so don't worry.
Thank you so very much for time, Dr. Biden. I know it's unexpected.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Thanks. Love it. Be safe.